Hey there, and welcome to Grandpa's 20 car secrets that will make your life so much easier. If you've ever struggled with frustrating car issues or spent way too much on repairs, buckle up. Grandpa's about to share his tried and true hacks for everything from foggy headlights to annoying squeaks. These aren't your usual check the oil kind of tips. He's got clever solutions you won't find in every driver's manual. Whether you're a seasoned DIY enthusiast or just starting out, get ready to learn some practical tricks that'll save you time, money, and a whole lot of stress. Number 1. Tire pressure check. Grandpa always insists that keeping tires properly inflated is more than just a safety measure. It's also a big money saver. He claims you can lose fuel economy if your tires run even a bit under the recommended pressure. Most modern cars come with a tire pressure monitoring system, but Grandpa says it's still good to double-check manually. He recommends doing a quick press test with your thumb or using a cheap digital gauge you can stash in the glove compartment. Studies online mention that proper inflation can improve mileage by up to 3%, and that adds up over time. Grandpa also reminds everyone to check their tires when they're cold, like first thing in the morning, for the most accurate reading. Rotating tires every 5,000 to 6,000 miles helps too, keeping the tread wear even. It's a simple DIY trick. You just swap front to back or use a diagonal pattern, depending on what the owner's manual suggests. Grandpa learned that from his father, who swore by rotating tires before any big family trip. Number 2, DIY headlight restoration. Grandpa has this hilarious story about using regular toothpaste to polish up dull headlights. A neighbor thought he was joking, but a dab of plain toothpaste on a soft cloth can do wonders for foggy plastic covers. The mild abrasive works like a polishing compound, and you simply rub in circles for a minute or two, then rinse with water. He sometimes finishes up by wiping a layer of car wax on the headlights. Car experts confirm online that this trick removes surface oxidation and improves nighttime visibility without buying expensive restoration kits. Grandpa tried fancier methods, but he keeps coming back to toothpaste because it's cheap and usually on hand. He jokes that if you can't keep your headlights bright, at least your breath can be minty fresh. Number 3, removing minor scratches. Grandpa's trick for those pesky little scratches on the car is to use a dab of clear nail polish or even a tiny brush with matching touch-up paint. He once got teased about having nail polish in the garage, but it's his quick fix for protecting exposed metal from rust. A deeper scratch might need a mild rubbing compound applied gently in a circular motion. But for those small scuffs you spot in the parking lot, nail polish or a store-bought pen can save you from bigger problems later. Internet tutorials and 5-minute craft channels often recommend something similar, backing up Grandpa's claim that you don't need a full repaint job for a tiny blemish. Number 4, squeaky chicken as parking aid. It sounds silly, but Grandpa actually uses squeaky toy chickens to mark the corners of his garage. He tapes them on the wall at the exact height of his car doors. So when he pulls in, if he hears a squeak, he knows he's too close. It's a comedic variation on the classic tennis ball trick, but Grandpa loves anything that makes people laugh. Some folks prefer a foam noodle or a bumper guard, but he enjoys the sound effect. Online life hack forums are all about pool noodles and baby bumpers, but Grandpa swears that squeaky chickens add character to the routine. It might look ridiculous, but it sure keeps his paint job safe. Number 5, homemade car air freshener. Grandpa hates those overpowering pine-scented things hanging from the rearview mirror. Instead, he takes a small mason jar, pokes a few holes in the lid, fills it with baking soda, and adds drops of essential oil, something mild like lavender or citrus. He places it in the cup holder and it freshens the cabin without giving you a headache. Internet crafters recommend adding decorative fabric over the top for flair, but Grandpa keeps it simple. He once tried coffee beans in a sock too, which works if you love the smell of coffee and want to neutralize any funky odors. Grandpa's tip is to replace the baking soda monthly to keep it absorbing smells effectively. Number 6, easy windshield cleaner. Grandpa can't stand streaky windows, so he devised a quick method. He mixes equal parts water and white vinegar in a spray bottle, adds a small squirt of dish soap, and uses newspapers to wipe the glass. He claims newspapers are the key. They don't leave lint like paper towels. Many folks on DIY forums agree, saying the ink in the newspaper somehow helps achieve a streak-free shine. Grandpa's only warning is to avoid direct sunlight when cleaning because the mixture can dry too fast and leave marks. He's also tried using leftover dryer sheets on the outside glass to remove bug splatter, and it worked surprisingly well. Number 7, PVC pipe tool organizer. Grandpa got sick of tools rolling around in his trunk. He cut a length of PVC pipe, capped one end, and fixed it in a corner of the trunk with a couple of zip ties. Now he can stash screwdrivers, wrenches, or even a small umbrella in there without them rattling around. He found this hack on some old forum a decade ago, and it's still going strong. People online have expanded on the idea with Velcro straps or bungee cords for easy removal, but Grandpa likes zip ties for their simplicity. If you need more space, you can attach multiple pipes in a row. Number 8. Quick fix for worn wipers. If your wiper blades start streaking in the rain, Grandpa suggests cleaning them with rubbing alcohol before you toss them out. Sometimes they just have built-up residue, and a quick wipe can rejuvenate the rubber. He dips a cloth in isopropyl alcohol and runs it along the blade a few times, removing grime and prolonging the life of the wipers. Car maintenance forums confirm that cleaning wiper blades every couple of weeks helps them last longer, though eventually you'll still need new ones. Grandpa just figures why replace them if they can still get the job done with a little TLC. Number 9. Parking like a boss. Grandpa picked up a trick from his old driving instructor. Align the back of your front seat with the parked car's taillight before turning the wheel. It's an old-school reference point for parallel parking. He says the squeaky chicken method can come later when you're home, but on the street, this alignment clue helps you avoid the dreaded curb bump. Modern driving videos show more advanced tips, like turning your mirrors downward, but Grandpa swears his way is faster. He also suggests practicing in an empty lot with cones or chalk lines. A few tries each weekend can transform you into a parking pro. No scraping bumpers, no nasty notes from neighbors. Number 10. Emergency kit in a crate. Grandpa believes every car needs a basic kit, but he hates when everything slides around in the trunk. He places all his essentials, jumper cables, a small first aid kit, duct tape, flashlight, gloves, and a portable tire inflator, in a milk crate so they stay put. He also has a weird tradition of including squeaky chickens in there, claiming it's a good way to make people smile if they're helping you out on the roadside. Online safety blogs recommend also including a reflective vest and roadside triangles. Grandpa adds some bottled water and granola bars in case of a real emergency. It's a simple system, but it covers most minor crises. Number 11. Silencing rattles with felt pads. If you've got a loose dashboard panel or a door that rattles whenever you hit a bump, Grandpa says you can cut small strips of felt or foam tape and place them in the gaps. It's the same stuff you use on cabinet doors at home. He discovered this hack after reading about car hush kits that basically do the same thing but at a higher cost. Grandpa's approach is simpler. Buy a roll of self-adhesive felt, trim it, and stick it wherever plastic meets plastic. This 5-minute craft can save your sanity on bumpy roads. Just be sure to clean the surface first so the adhesive sticks well. Number 12. Saving the battery with a simple routine. Grandpa's big on turning off all electronics, lights, radio, AC, before shutting off the engine. He swears this helps reduce strain on the battery the next time you start up. Automotive experts online are split on how crucial this is, but Grandpa's never had a dead battery unexpectedly. He also checks the terminals monthly, cleaning off any corrosion with a bit of baking soda and water. Some folks use specialized terminal protectors, but Grandpa sticks to the basics. He does keep a portable jump starter in the trunk anyway, just in case. That's another essential for him, especially after he once had to wait in the rain for roadside help at 2 a.m. Number 13. Soda for sticky buildup. Grandpa found a weird solution for cleaning off sticky residue on windshields or chrome bumpers: a little bit of cola on a rag. The carbonation helps break down bug guts or bird droppings. You pour a small amount on the rag, wipe gently, and then rinse thoroughly with water so there's no sugary mess left behind. Some detailers caution that cola can damage paint if left on too long, so you have to be careful. But Grandpa uses it mostly on chrome or glass for quick results. He calls it his soda sparkle, which sounds like a marketing tagline, but hey, it works in a pinch. Number 14. Quick seatbelt retract trick. If your seatbelt is slow to retract, Grandpa says you can help it by cleaning the belt with a mild soapy solution, and then, once it's dry, using a tiny spritz of silicone spray at the pivot points. He got that tip from an old mechanic who insisted it was a no-fail approach. Automotive forums confirm that a grimy seatbelt can cause friction, and a bit of cleaning plus lubrication can restore the snap. Grandpa warns not to overdo it with the lubricant, just a light mist, or you'll end up with a slippery belt. Number 15. Tool storage under the seat. Grandpa noticed wasted space under the front seats of many cars. He stores a flat tackle box or small plastic container under there, sliding it in like a drawer. This can hold zip ties, small screwdrivers, or those random nuts and bolts that always pop up. It's almost like an extra glove compartment that nobody sees. Some truck owners online use underseat storage compartments for bigger items. But in Grandpa's sedan, he says a slim container does the trick. He loves that it keeps the trunk less cluttered, especially with that crate already back there. Number 16, easy way to remove bumper scuffs. Grandpa's not shy about trying random household stuff on his car. He discovered that a standard pencil eraser can sometimes remove certain scuff marks on a plastic bumper or trim. Just rub gently, and the friction can lift the mark without damaging the surface. If that fails, Grandpa steps up to a magic eraser sponge, but he uses it lightly because it can be slightly abrasive. Many 5-minute crafts videos show similar hacks, and Grandpa loves proving them right or wrong in his garage. He tested it on an old family minivan and was pleasantly surprised. Number 17, old socks as hand protectors. Grandpa always keeps a few unmatched socks in his glove box, partly because he forgets to throw them out, but also because they're great for covering your hand if you need to grab something greasy under the hood or wipe down the dipstick. He calls them instant gloves, though they're not exactly sanitary. It's more of an emergency measure. Online life hacks mention using them for dusting the dashboard too, which Grandpa has tried on long road trips when the sunlight highlights every speck of dust. Just slip the sock over your hand, swipe away the grime, and you're good. Number 18, preventing frozen doors. Grandpa says if you live in a cold area, you should spray a little cooking oil or silicone spray on a rag and lightly coat the rubber seals around your doors before freezing weather hits. This keeps them from icing shut. Plenty of people online back this up, saying it's a cheap way to avoid ripping the seal when you yank a frozen door open at dawn. Grandpa also suggests spraying some lock deicer into the keyhole if your car still uses physical keys. He once spent an hour with a hairdryer thawing his locks, so now he takes no chances. Number 19, simple sound system upgrade. Grandpa isn't a big tech guy, but he did discover that replacing the factory speakers with mid-range aftermarket ones made a world of difference. He claims you don't even need a subwoofer if you just want clearer sound for your favorite driving tunes. A YouTube tutorial showed him how to pop off the door panels and swap them out in under an hour. He did mention that some modern cars can be trickier with hidden screws, so he suggests watching multiple how-to videos or checking the manual first. If Grandpa can figure it out, he believes most folks can. Just keep track of your screws in a jar so you don't lose any. Number 20, engine bay cleanup with a handheld steamer. The final gem Grandpa likes to share is his approach to tidying up the engine bay without risking electrical damage. He uses a handheld clothes steamer, the kind people use for wrinkled shirts, along with a soft cloth. The gentle steam loosens dirt and grease, and you can wipe it away without dousing everything in water. Online detailing experts suggest covering sensitive components like the alternator or battery terminals with plastic just to be safe. Grandpa learned this method from a friend who hated how messy a simple hose down could get. He says a cleaner engine bay makes spotting leaks or worn belts easier, and it also keeps everything looking showroom fresh for when you pop the hood. He finishes by checking for any squeaky belts. If he hears a chirp, he knows to investigate tensioners or pulleys right away. That's the Grandpa approach. Tackle small issues early and keep the whole car running smooth as ever.